Always too many things. Okay, so back here. So it begins like this. Shita alvi shenin sheshes alafim shana shaha'olam miskayim. So we're talking about the general Torah idea that the world is a 6,000-year ball. Talian b'shita kademoy, Taluyan b'sheshes yemei bereshis. So they all go together with the 6 days of bereshis. The each day is like 1,000. Shehem sod sheshes kitzvos shel zer anpin. And then he names them Chesed Gevurah Tiferes Netzachod Yesod. Shenisaklo b'ne'atzlo b'sheshes yemei bereshis. That all of this was put into place, was delivered outwards during the 6 days of creation. These 6, each one of the days, he says refers to one of the days of creation. Each one of the 1,000 years. Bal yadam iznake ka'olam sheshes alafim shana. L'v'kol elef shana sholed hanhagas sfira cheres. Behind the be'elef harishon shehu keneged yom rishon sholed hanhagas sfiras chesed. So he said the Elef Hasheni, so you come to the next 2,000 years. Shehu Keneged Yom Hasheni, Sholet Sfiras Gevurim. Be'elef Hashlishi, Shehu Keneged Yom Shlishi, Sholet Sfiras Tiferes. So we'll just go through it, I guess. Be'elef Revi, Shehu Keneged Yom Revi, Sholet Sfiras Natzah. Be'elef Hamishi, Shehu Keneged Yom Kamishi, Sholet Sfiras Hod. Be'elef Hashishi, Shehu Keneged Yom Shishi, Sholet Sfiras Yisod. So he says it's not really, it seems to me a little bit mystical to see how it is that the word day, not mystical, but the word day translates to the word 1,000. So 6 days, 6,000 years, he doesn't deal with that, I don't think. Shaviyah Elihu, then there's a 7th one that's up above them, above Elef HaShvihi, Shuhu Keneged Yom HaShabbos, which is Shabbos, who sold Spheres of Malchus. This is the concept of Malchus. And then he said about Oila Lamala, which goes upward. Now he's describing, and you see, like maybe the Sulam, some of the Sulam is misunderstood because actually he quotes the Sulam at different places. So its reputation is really, this is one of the main features that I saw in the Hakdama over there. Azai ha'ala ha'malchus me'al ha'shesh spheres. What happens then? As Malchus rises above, beyond the original 6, that's the 6,000 years as well, Shel Zer Anpin, Besod Asher Eshes Chaya El Teres Bala, she goes on top of Zer Anpin instead of being the recipient. Now it sounds like she's the Mashpia. The Stake Bechudadoy, that becomes powerful, Az Yischazik Koyach HaGevurah Bilvado, and then the Koyach HaGevurah is the most powerful wife, is in charge. Why? Ki la'asid tihya igra hanhagas of bechinas gevuras, because in the future, the way the world is going to be run by the left side. The gevuras ki hamalchus shehi bechinas gevura tihya lamala min hazachor shall be up above. Shehu bechinas chesed. The yischar of kula betrays rishate. Interesting phrase. V'yecharev hanhagas ha'olam hazeh hamislaga besod shtayim esrei shaul shal malchus ha'tachtoinach ha'nikras shah. So he says that malchus is called shah, right? So 185 and 185 gives you to 370. You have that in the first 2 letters, and then you have the hey, which goes into malchus. That's what she has been. Let me read the words again. Besod shtayim esrei shaul. So there are 12 apparently madrigas of some sort. In this, I really recommend strongly in Yaakov Cronenberg's book, Jewish Astrology, Cosmic Science. The first chapter should be thrown out, but the second chapter is fantastic. But over there, he explains the concept of 12. Which we already know something about, the permutations of 4 letters in the name Hashem, but he goes through the whole thing. So I don't know if this has to do with this or not, with the tribes and this positioning of the tribes. He has the whole thing worked out. Like it's written in the second pasuk. So it became tohu bohu. Because after the world is created, and he's going back into this metaphor between B'shesh Shemei Bereshis, which is a 6,000 years, Shehem Sod Sheshes Alfim Shana, Sha'olam is Kaim Kamor, that the world will last, and we're talking about our physical world. Azai Yachsar HaKol L'Chiyos Tohu Avo. then everything is going to go backwards. It's going to go right back into the same situation. And then will be destroyed. Now, I just pondered the word anhagas. Now, he could have said v'yicharav kol ha'olam. He could have said that. But he didn't say that. He said the anhagas of the olam will be destroyed. So, of course, this is the yeshiva saying these words. And possibly they could be traveled down. So I guess he means the world works. I just don't know what that ultimately winds up to be. But at any rate, so that whole concept there, Be'elef Ashri, is in the 7th millennia. Hushi is Ba'al Hagas Shem Ma. So now he goes into more says the Shem Ma shall Olam Hazeh. Again, the Ma that runs this world, which is Zeranpin. And more than that, he says in other places in the Zohar, he says it's Matat. He's like the middle line of the middle line, I think. That's what my conclusion at the moment is that he says, Ma shel olam hazeh, so the Ma stops working. Which means that there were chasadim coming in because that's what Zeranpin can deliver. V'yara v'yishlot ba'olam shem sag, and then he said what happens is that the name sag, which is the concept of gevuros, really, because it's the incipients of the left line, which is interesting. If you remember back into the Aleinu prayer, when we looked at that, you say these three sabas that are mentioned in Aleinu in the Rishash, and each saba is a gematria 63. So I'm not sure. There's a lot there. Anyway, so v'oz yizbato kol mara olam hazeh hagashmi. So then the appearance of this physical world will be, what's nitzvato mean? Will be unusable. I don't know. Be empty. I don't know what yizbad nullified. I understand that. I'm trying to say, practically speaking, you're sitting in this world, and there's going to be yizbato kol mara olam hazeh. You won't see. I was saying you won't see trees, you won't see blue sky. I mean, what does he mean by the Mara Olam Hagashmi? Mara Olam Hazeh Hagashmi, the physicalities of it will disappear. And there won't be anything left. This Bata means it's a Russian like the Mises of Malachim, they're dead. Then, 13, V'shlosh Esrei Midu Shal Rachamim Dediknid Erikanpin, Yakim es a Shtayim Ezra Shal Shal Malchus Atachtayne. So Chavi'alach B'chosel the Shorshim Elyon B'das Elyons, and then you would elevate them up to their root, which is where? In the Das Elyon, the Dikna, the Erikanpin. Now, I'm reading in by V'yavor, it's one of the ones I sent to you. Hopefully I'm going to get to this soon. Whereas he talks about the distribution of the 10 spheros into the 13 tikkunim of the dikna. So which one is das? Maybe he told me previously, if you remember, don't let me know, but I'm not sure which one is das. But anyway, that's where they go. They go back to this position of das, which is the starting point. And then what happens then is that will be elevated this gevura of malchus atachtayne. The Bechinas Rachamim Gedolim the Erik Anpin, because now it's going to be in the beard, it's going to be in the das, the beard, ready to reflow. That's my interpretation. Kishor She'aliyim Shal Shteim Esrei Shalos, because the upper root of these 12 hours Shal Malchus Tachtone, Hilamala B'Shneim Esrei Tikuni Dikne the Erik Anpin. Now, he said before that Malchus has his 12 shalos. So over here he says that the dikna, we know it says 13, but those 12 shalos really refer to the 12 of the tikkunim of the dikna of Erikampin. So that's a question. And renews them like they used to be. So then it goes back, and like I said, that's why I said it was like they're ripe, and the pump is primed now. It's not ready to come back in. But Ma'ala Gadol, the Yoser said it's going to be at a tremendously high level at that point. V'kamoko inin shita. And then all of the 16 are going to come back up. V'yakuva v'yischadshel shlita sheish sfira shalzer anpen. Sheshalta b'shesha shalofim shana shnitza shedacharvuka amor. So, which was originally was what it was in the 6,000 years. Maybe raya the gam la'achar kiyam olam hazeh. So now he wants to bring a proof over here that after the establishment of this world b'shesha shalofim shana in 6,000 years, tihiyah b'bechinas churban hanhagas ha'olam. I guess he's making a review here. The world will be destroyed. So again, it's the word hanhagas olam. So maybe he means like this. Maybe I'll just put what I think could be hanhagas means. It means Zer Anpin. The Zer Anpin is manhig through 6 spheros into Malchus. So maybe that's what it means. He says that process will stop. And then what's left is Tohu. Begin to chsiv bara, because it said bara, shahare kodim shakasa b'torah pasuk of rishon bereshis bara. That's the number 2 word there. The basa kasiv ha'hoisiv, v'achar kach kasiv pasuk ha'sheni choisiv ovohu. Umuchach b'zeh, what do we learn from this? The ha'chavaz vadai, that it really was there. Ki vadai kavara choisiv b'riyah shemayim ba'aretz ki yamad b'kodim. That it was already it's really too hard for me. He said, "Ki b'vadai kavar choiseh b'riyas shemayim v'aretz ki yamas mekaydim." It was already in position, and that was already created one time. The hainu sheshes alafim shana shal kiyam ha'olam hazeh. So that's really what it means. But at the end of 6, it's going to be the sof sheshes alafim shana az yihiyat tohu v'choshech. Then you will see this is tohu v'choshech. Shehu inyan bitl ha'churban anhagas ha'olam hazeh b'elav ha'shvi ka'mor v'az yiskayim ha'pasuk. Then you'll have this. Pasuk will ultimately be this. The nizgav yudke vavke, which is Rahmanas, pure sweetness, levada b'yomahu, or by himself on that time. So, this particular Zohar, it goes right into the face of all the Mashiach people, and you really wonder what is Mashiach. And I'm assuming that Mashiach is Malchus, that Malchus which really, look what he's saying, that Malchus which really moves itself up to the das of it goes to Bina, goes to the das of Eric Anpin, of the beard of Eric Anpin. That's my best understanding of what could be the meaning of the word Mashiach. Okay, so I notice in here there's a lot of repetition at the beginning because apparently some of these ideas are important, but we could start number Yudal. I think we have 1 minute. Okay, let me just read through it. Rei Bahadras Melech, Chosetohu, Yud Gimel Tleiser Tevas, Italian, but Tleiser Yakira de Kirusa. So they're going back over to that place. So it's Pirish, Italian, Yud Gimel Tegundidekna, Adkan. So you have over there, so he counts them up. Those are 13. I'm in the right place? Am I in the right place? I'm in the wrong place. I'm in the wrong place. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, listen, we're out of time. I'll try to get organized. Let's see, it is number Kuf. You can try that one?
All right.
Ray Bashar Mahmoud. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, call to.